historic Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina, with 4 action-packed days of every kind of truck you can dream of. It's all going down October 7th through the 10th. You'll see the Mega Truck Bad Boys National Championship Series race, the Custom Truck Show, the Fast Truck Racing Series, a huge swap meet and vendor row, the stereo and sound competition, 4x4 truck tug of wars, burnout contests, the Jeepers obstacle course, and more. And it's all being brought to you by Trucks Gone Wild. Advance tickets and sponsorship opportunities are available now at EastCoastTruckFestival.com. We'll see you at the East Coast Truck Festival at the historic Rockingham Speedway, October 7th through the 10th. TruckFestival.com. We'll see you at the East.
There we go. All right. This is the Wednesday night edition, September the 8th. Whether you can believe it or not, I tell you what, this month is already going to fly by. We're going to be in November eating Thanksgiving dinner together before we know it. So welcome to the show tonight, everybody. Thank you for tuning in always. It's, like I said, it's the Wednesday night edition of Trucks Gone Wild Live. Here with Wister Ritchie, Matt Steele, and Christian Ledford. Hello, everyone.
Wister, you know this is the longest running weekly episodic show about mud and trucks and stuff ever in the history of planet Earth. Flat Earth.
I like the way you say "and stuff."
Yeah.
It's like
well, that way it encompasses a little bit of everything, you know, because in case I missed anything, I've got it with "and stuff."
And stuff. That's right.
Yeah. And we all know at the events, I'm a big fan of other stuff.
Yes,
huge fan of other. Yeah.
You mentioned that in a lot of the promo videos, remember?
I do. That's like my new thing. I gotta work at it because I like it, but I don't want to put it in all of them. But I know, like at Bricks, I know, like at Bamboo and Redneck. Look, let's just be honest. There's plenty of other stuff going on at those events, so I like to just spread the word. Sometimes people are out there and they got badass trucks. They know they're gonna make the video, right? Some people are doing other stuff, and they're like, "I'm just here doing this other stuff. I wonder if I'm gonna be on the video." And I like to make those people happy.
Yep, that's exactly right.
I have an idea. This is for when we're done. We'll do the most honest promo ever. It's no holds barred. What you really get.
Can't wait to see that one.
I don't know who would let us do that.
Who's doing them?
We're gonna do, like, if it's our last hoorah time somewhere. So we do like a redneck mud park, but it's the most honest promo about what you're gonna get. I mean, we read the menu, you know what I mean?
Well, listen, thanks everybody for tuning in. We got Christina in the house, Daniel, James, Brandy Durham's in the house tonight. Hey, Brandy, hope you're doing well, friend. Sure. Chad DeRitter, my old buddy from the Boondocks, man. I tell you what, me and Chad hit it off that weekend for sure. Lorraine and Mark, Stephen Whitley's in the house, Andrew, Dave Renfro, our good buddy from South Carolina, and Mr. McCarn, another South Carolinian, whatever I'm supposed to say there. Jay Gurney's in the house, and Michael Howard. Thanks everybody for tuning in and being here on TGW Live tonight. Matt, you said you got some cool stuff to show off tonight, and I don't know how you want to kick things off this evening, sir.
I don't want to do it yet. I've got some cool things. I was just going through the boxes the other day, and I think some of them actually have shown, but it's been a long time, and it just brings back a lot of cool memories about some of the things that we've been fortunate enough to do over the years. I don't want to do it right now, and I'm doing something really cool tomorrow night, and I want to tell you guys about it because it has to do with automotive television, not Dirty Motor Truckers, because for some reason this week, Chris, I don't know if you've gotten them. I've gotten an unusually large amount of questions about the future of Dirty Motor Truckers. You know, there's always one or two a week that I get. I don't know how many I got this week. Even today I got a couple, and it's like, man, and the news is, Chris?
No news.
No news. Nothing, man. I mean, you know, every now and then, like the guys, because we're all buddies, will text each other. It's like, hey, dude, you heard anything? It's like, no, haven't heard anything. So,
well, speaking of dirty truckers, Brandon Pierce, our big old buddy from Canada, which I'm not sure what part. He just moved to a new part of Canada. Well, I guess it's somewhere close to where you used to live. But Brandon, maybe you can remind us where you live now and how far you had to move to this new location. But anyway, man, dude, it's great to have you guys in the house. Hope you and your family are doing fantastic.
Babies and marriages and houses and mortgages.
Hell yeah.
And Canada's got a major election coming up here within 2 weeks. I think maybe
Really?
13 days from now. Yeah, I don't know the exact date. Perhaps one of our Canadian guys that are watching tonight will let us know. But that's a big election in Canada. You know, because there could be more of the same, or there could be some big changes. So, and all the Canadians that I know are looking for some changes.
Yeah.
If I'm just being honest, I don't get political. I don't force my views on anybody. I'm just telling you what I hear from my Canadian friends.
I think I saw this the other day, and I can't remember what the percentage, and somebody will correct me, but it's something ungodly of the percentage of Canada lives on one side in one area. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of like California.
I guess it's in that maybe
Toronto, isn't it?
Toronto area and surrounding all that, where like a major portion of the population, and I guess the other portion of the population probably over on the Vancouver side. You know, I don't know how many people. I mean, you drive through Saskatchewan for 4 hours and you see 2.5 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Lieutenant Dan from Ulmer, South Carolina is in the house. That's right within spitting distance of Twitty's Mudbog. Well, of course, we'll be back there this November, one of the best events of the season every year. So, Lieutenant Dan.
Great measurement reference there, Wister. That was good.
Yes.
That's straight out of Georgia.
Yep, straight out of Georgia. That's right. So Perry Jensen's in the house with us tonight. He's one of our Canadian buddies. So Perry, always glad to have you on board with us on a Wednesday night. So again, let's talk about the barn. That's the first event and first thing we've got coming up. And dude, it's only a week and a half away.
So then it was last week where we did the VIP parking, correct?
Yes.
That sold out about 15 minutes after we signed off last week. That was gone. Yes, Chris?
Yep. The fastest that we've ever sold that we've sold out of VIP tickets since we've been going there, which is hard to believe because typically, you know, the summer show is not as crowded as some of the other ones, but we sold out VIP like that.
Yep.
Did we not sell out during the show one time couple years ago? I don't remember. I mean, you guys remember everything better than I do. My memory sucks. But
well, even if we did, you're ruining my story. So
yes, Matt. Way to kick that one in the shin.
You guys have the opportunity to say no, Matt. You were drunk. Your memory sucks. It always has. You're wrong, Matt. And that's what you guys tell me all the time anyway. Why should this be any different?
Rule number one, don't ruin a good story with facts.
Fact checking. Hey, we could do our WWE reference night now. Which the wrestler that says, and that's the bottom line.
It's good. I mean, come on, dude. It's like,
Stone
why
Cold?
don't you just ask what 2 + 2 is? It's like an easy question.
Is that Stone Cold?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And the bottom line is all the trackside VIP parking is sold out.
Yeah.
Man,
Next time we give something away, we're gonna have Wister cut a wrestling style promo, which we still need to do that for Wes for his truck. But there is no rush.
But thanks to MH and Son and Dirty All Out Detailing, both out of Longwood, Florida. That's Michael Howard and his son. They have sponsored a special VIP package that includes a VIP parking spot and 2, I mean not 1, but 2 admissions to get in. And that kicked off today. You can go to the TGW Facebook page and several others that we've been shared to, and you could go ahead and text in to enter that contest. We will give that away next Monday night.
Nice.
That's worth like $8,000.
$8,275 to be specific.
Perry Jensen said, how many Canadians bought VIP? And Chris, did you not tell me that Perry bought one?
He did buy one, unless he has an impersonator.
Perry, do you have border crossing abilities, or and we still have a week and a half before the show? And Perry Jensen is a man of many surprises. I don't know that anybody has come along throughout the history of our hobby business, whatever you want to call it, and been more full of surprises than Perry Jensen. So I just never know what to think. It wouldn't surprise me if Perry showed up. And I don't know how he would be able to, but nothing surprises me when it comes to Perry. He'll take an Uber from Saskatchewan to Sanford.
That's what he's going to do. He's got private helicopter service over to North Dakota, and then he's going to jump on a plane in North Dakota and fly on down to Sanford, Florida.
Wister, why not if you're in Minot?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So what's cool about our order, I just looked at our back of house ordering system. It's very complex. And all the orders have to them except that has a Canadian flag.
Oh, I think you're going to have to log out and log back in again, Ledford.
Oh,
We're losing every other word.
But what he was saying was that all the orders have a little American flag next to them because it tells you in the order system which country the order is from, and one of them has a Canadian flag. And it was kind of cool because back in the days when we used to sell DVDs, you know, we had a bunch of repeat customers that were all over the world. We had a bunch in Germany and a bunch in France, all over the UK. We had a couple in Poland. And the cool thing was we had a customer that bought a DVD every time it came out who lived in New Caledonia. And New Caledonia, if you know where that is, I think it's down. I looked it up on the globe. It's like if you're in Australia and you go off I think the East Coast somewhere, a couple hours, you know, not like it's close to Fiji, but it's in that area, that New Caledonia, that Polynesia, French Polynesia, I think. So beautiful area.
Well, a lot of people are asking Perry the question, Perry, are you going to be in Sanford, Florida next weekend? Inquiring minds want to know.
And even if he's not, it was worth the money he spent to get this much action on the show tonight. This many people talking about it. So
well, I've got a Canadian question for you guys. What's the exchange rate now between the U.S. dollar and the Canadian dollar? What is that? It held at like 1.3 forever. And what is that now? Now that we've got new leadership and inflation and so much, what is that change to?
Do you want to know? I have the answer.
I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
So $1 equals $1.27 Canadian.
So it's somewhat okay. So it's still
with the inverse. $1 equals 79 cents Canadian. I thought in years past that it was like 75 cents, but
well, it was 1.3. It took 1.31 or 1.32 for, and that held steady the entire time Trump was in office. It was like 1.33 to 1. So
the dollar's a little bit weaker by about 4 cents.
Yeah, so it's still hanging in there. I guess we can thank Canadians government for, devaluing their dollar for us.
It's interesting going on up there, man. You know, like you were saying, Chris, where all the population is, you've got a very small location geographically that does all of the political decision making for the rest of the country. You know, and it is similar to what California. If you look at that, you mentioned the coast. You look at it in the states. And it's like you got California, you got the West Coast and the East Coast, and 6 or 7 big cities throughout the rest of the country. And that's it. The rest of it is just people hanging out, and who live with a little bit more freedom because they have more room and all that. And they tend to feel one way, more or less. And then if you're crammed into a city where things are real tight, a lot of people tend to feel another way. So it's interesting because we have the same thing,
Hey, Ashley, I'm going to go ahead and highlight one of these comments, but Ashley Mellon says, guys, you need to come back to the Northeast again. Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont is calling your name. So maybe for 2022, we can crack the whip on Matt Steele and get another event up there in the Northeast.
You act like I can just do this like I Dream of Genie and make a venue appear,
you
dude.
Can.
It's not like that.
You can do it. Yeah, that's what Matt Steele does. He makes things happen. Yeah, he makes things happen.
I used to. Not so much
these days.
Nah, not so much anymore. Kind of losing my touch, Wister.
You're all right.
My touch is coming back next Saturday night, damn it. You can bet your asses at the barn I'm going to be back to my loud, smack-talking, politically incorrect self because I've been off for a couple of weeks, bro, and I got stuff building up. And I'm not going to be rude to anybody, and I'm not going to cuss much, but I'm going to have fun at the barn. The last time we were at the barn, dude, probably it was the smoothest running barn event that we had. And for me, I sat back at the end of the night. I always have fun at the barn, but I sat back at the end of the last one. I went, you know what? This was probably the most fun that I've had. I didn't have to run it as fast as I have before. So I gave Panama a little break. I'm like, send them about 3/4 speed, right? And then I had time in the middle, so I had the big group from Buck 12 where they say they're all coming, and I was playing up to them. I have, you get couples on the sidelines, and you kind of tune in and you see who's laughing at the jokes, and it's so much fun. And I cannot wait. That is my happy place, dude, as far as career-wise stuff goes. And I cannot wait to be at the barn on Saturday night, the 18th. Dude, I will not sleep for 2 nights before it. I can guarantee it.
Great comment from Philo. He's playing it up, saying, not Pablo, Facebook jail. I'm bringing a Yeti with underage twins in it this time. Hell yeah.
Hey,
I'm talking about Philo.
At least he's not bringing a crappy cooler. If you're going to put underage twins with glass containers in there, at least make it a good cooler.
Hell yeah. Definitely.
Hey, take the plug out of the bottom so they can breathe.
Yeah. Don't forget about that. Billy Joe says, Matt, go ahead and add New York to the list. Need another New York event.
I want to go back to New York, man. When we go up there, it's so much fun. We have a blast. We get along with everybody. We move a lot of merchandise. That's always cool. Love New York. It just hasn't happened, for one reason or another.
Matt, while you're at it, Michael Sutner, he says, why not go ahead and add something in the heartland? Wisconsin needs some TGW.
Wisconsin's one of my favorite states, dude. I go up there every year for personal vacation. A lot of friends in there too, because when we go to Bricks and some of the other places, like when we used to go over to Michigan back in the day, there was a big contingent of people coming in from Wisconsin.
Yep.
Wisconsin's ripe for the picking. It really is. I do think, I don't know because I don't live there, I just visit, but I have heard that like the DNR and some of the other places are a little bit tighter up in Wisconsin, like when you're playing in a wetland or something like that.
Right.
I don't know the truth to that. I could be way off base, but that's what I've been told by a handful of people that live in Wisconsin.
Well, let me put this challenge out there, Matt. If you guys know of an established park that's nice anywhere in the country that needs a TGW event, if it's established, tell them to reach out to me. I'll do some of this pre-screening. I'll do some of the pre-screening and see if there's a possibility or anything. And maybe if it is, then I'll turn it over to Matt Steele, and then he can check and see if something may work out. But if it's not an established park that's big enough to hold a Trucks Gone Wild style event, then it doesn't have a chance in happening.
You're right, and I don't mean this to sound any particular way, but I'm in no way interested in doing a grand opening because
exactly right.
We've done them in the past. And when you look at our probably, Chris, I don't know, our top 4 or 5 chaotic disaster events, I bet you 3 of those were grand openings.
Yeah.
And one of them was the Mega Truck World Finals at CNR. And that was actually probably number 1. And that might have been, that was a disaster event that actually turned out okay, but it was a disaster. There have been other disasters that were just awful. And it's like, when you get there, you're like, okay, did they tell anybody there was an event this weekend?
Right.
Yeah.
It's bad
right.
when Mud Tank Dave gets there before us, right? And we text Dave or we call him and go, Dave, dude, how's it looking? We're rolling in on Thursday night or something, brand new venue, new to us. And we're like, oh, I need to check it out. Dave, how's it going? And he goes, ugh. We're like, well, that means not good.
Yeah.
When Dave grunts, that means, dog.
Or you go
back to the hotel.
Or you go, how's it going? He goes, huh, yeah.
That's when you're like, dude, we ought to just whatever money we have in our wallets, let's just burn it now because we're losing it.
We got a lot of questions coming in, Matt, and just to update everybody, because you updated us the other day, but you're really working hard right now on the first half of the 2022 schedule. I'm guessing, you'll have some more information for everybody to share at a future date. So what I can tell everybody, Matt can back this up, but just stay tuned because he's working diligently on the first half of 2022 right now. And so hopefully we'll have some information to release out, in the upcoming weeks.
I see questions. What about Dennis Anderson's? Man, we went to Dennis Anderson's probably 7 or 8 years in a row. Or maybe 6. It doesn't matter for the sake of the story. But we went there for a long time. Love the park. Love everybody there. It'd be cool to go back. If it all works out, great. If not, that park does great without us, and we're fine too. That's the thing is I want to make sure that people understand something, that if we don't go to a park, it doesn't mean there's any animosity. Or if we went to a park for years and now we don't, it doesn't mean that there's bad blood. I know everybody loves drama. I feel like that's kind of gone away. You know, it's less dramatic now than it was a couple of years ago, but it doesn't mean that there's any hard feelings anywhere. It's like we get along with everybody. You know, you get to the point where some things just don't work out. It doesn't work out for us to make a trip for one reason or another. It doesn't work out for the venue to have us there for one reason or another. It's all good. Support everybody.
Right. That's right. We've got a question from Susan about the event in Maine. We just had the event in Maine. It's typically like that first weekend of August every year. That's a pretty traditional date and everything. So,
hey, Tyler just typed the Hortense disaster with the river rising. That was a disaster. Yeah. But that was a natural disaster.
That was a natural disaster. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah,
we actually had a biblical sized flood.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we've had that. We've had a hurricane that we had to cancel. Maybe our only event we've ever canceled was up to maybe COVID, but was the hurricane that at Jesse Black's that we had to call.
Yeah. And remember when we did the Interco Tire Tug of War, the second one at Jesse Black's?
Yeah.
We should have canceled that. That was a disaster too.
Yeah. What's up, Andrew? Hope you're doing good tonight, buddy. Appreciate you checking in with us. Ricky Taylor's in the house. Appreciate you checking in.
Team Effing Fun's in the house. I cleaned it up a little bit for the families, but it's all good.
That's right. All right, listen. Well, right after that, we're going to be going into Bricks. We're going back to Missouri to wrap up their season there. That's going to be very first October 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. And you know what? That would have been the weekend that we would have gone on the second cruise, I guess, because last year the second cruise got canceled. So this would have been that's the weekend we would have done the cruise. So if anybody wants to do a cruise kind of thing, if you're going to Bricks and you want to play along with, because we're going to cruise around the main road, and you want to just act like you're on a cruise with a boat, but you're not. You're on a 4-wheeler or a side-by-side or a truck with tires, and it's dusty, and it's all good. Just play along, right? That's what I'm thinking I might do. The land cruise. That's where we came up with the whole the landlubber thing one night that we had a 20-minute discussion on.
Yep.
And you guys were right. I was wrong. I fully admit it. I thought everybody knew.
Hey, and
what landlubber is.
And Andrew's talking to reminding everybody about the Rockingham event coming up. So you've got next weekend is the Tug of Wars going back to the barn in Sanford, and then the very first weekend in October, that's going to be the Bricks Bash right there in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And then right after that, we're going to be heading October the 7th. That's the very next weekend, Rockingham, North Carolina, there at the Speedway. So I believe Andrew will probably be at that event. So looking forward to seeing you there, brother. And hope a lot of other people will be at all of those events coming up.
I like the different vehicles that are in the promo video for that. So Jamal Washington, Johnson Gutenbergen, asked a question that I think he meant to text to a buddy of his, but he hit send on our feed, which was the wrong place to do it. But that was going to a buddy of his. So that's fine. You guys can handle your personal business outside of the feed.
Jamal.
Yeah, dude, we forgive you. Yeah, no hard feelings. Yeah. Talk to your boys elsewhere. Dude. Keep those personal conversations out of here. Yeah. Ron Hill, good to see you on tonight, dude. Good to see you. And Matt Rossi chiming in, ready for Rockingham. Matt, good to see you back. I feel like I'm Wister telling everybody, hey.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Ron, and they had a big event there in Michigan. He had the COVID, didn't he? I think I read something.
He did. Ron, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better, buddy? Yeah, he did have COVID after, I think, 2 weeks after the event. They had a solid event up there in Hale, Michigan. So congrats to him and that entire team that took over that event this year. And it's all good.
Nice. Very nice.
Andrew, keeping Matt under control there while I'm doing security at Rockingham. Andrew, do good luck with that, brother. You're going to be my handler. Dude, I might need it too because I don't have any responsibility at that event. By design, I think that's in the contract, Wister. Matt Steele has zero responsibility.
I don't know. We would have to go back and review that again.
Oh, I took the red pen to that.
Yeah. Ron Hill says he's over COVID, so everything is going well. So
good deal.
That's good news. Glad to hear that, buddy.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Worcester, so next Monday, we're giving away the VIP stuff. Is that
the VIP package? Yeah, the parking.
All right.
Yeah, the parking pass and 2 admissions. It'll probably slip in a couple of more tickets.
Courtesy
doing
of
all that?
give him the plug, Worcester. Courtesy of give him the plug.
MH, Lawn Care, and Son.
And Son.
Yep. And it may be MH and Son Lawn Care. I believe that is. And
Right.
Also the it's Dirty All Out Detailing. I think both of those businesses are located out of Longwood, Florida, but they are sponsoring that package. Thanks to them again. That's Michael Howard and his son. So thanks a lot, guys, for doing that. This is the second one in a row, I believe they've sponsored something. So
did you make them a graphic at all for that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I hadn't seen
Yeah.
it.
Well, I didn't have one for the show tonight, but yes, it went up online today for the contest. So yeah, you text in to win, and we'll be giving away all that because next week's show will be on Monday night. We will not have a show both nights.
No show on Wednesday going into a major event.
Yeah, you're going to be
Not
out.
only me, you can do the show without me.
I can't do a show with just me and Chris.
You've done it before.
No, Chris, I'll be carrying him the whole way. Yeah, it's.
I might be on the road, so we might not be able to do a show on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Mister, you've done shows by yourself.
I have, and I probably could.
Chris, if it was for the East Coast Truck Festival, Worcester be doing a show by himself 7 nights a week.
Yeah, well, we are that week before that one. Yeah, we're doing one Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. We're giving away tickets. Yeah, all that stuff.
One of the funniest memories I've got is of Michigan is when Streeter was running it, and he would tell us, he'd be like, "Damn, dude," he's like, "Could Worcester just plug Michigan Mud Jam as hard as he plugs Twitties, please?" He's like, what's Worcester getting out of Twitties, dude? He goes, "I thought this was a big event." I'm like, "It is." I'm like, "Dude, this is the biggest one we do all year." He's like, "You wouldn't know it. You'd think Twitties was the way that Worcester just fawns all over it." It was fun.
It is funny. But the truth of the matter is really they all get pretty equal, you know. They all get pretty equal. Now, Mud City, remember when I did the Mud City one now? That one.
Oh,
yeah, that one. But I had 97 Vitro trucks there. That was almost like an all-time record. So.
And you had a great theme song.
Yes, we had everything. We had all our bases covered for that one. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Have you seen, Chris, when I send you guys the link to that Facebook page of those guys, they're called Warak. You ever check it out, dude?
Yeah.
So funny. The white guys, and they're reading the raps off the phone and smashing TVs and stuff.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
It's the funniest stuff. And this morning I see a thing, like an alert on my Facebook thing. It's like, and they call themselves the Rack, RAQ, right? And they're like, it was like Rack City, bitch, Rack City, bitch, or whatever. I'm like, oh, they did a Warak version. This is going to be awesome. And I go to click it to watch it, and it was unavailable. Like, I don't know if it got pulled or what, you know.
I'm sure it did.
But dude, you don't F with the Rack, dude. Everybody knows that.
Oh, it's so funny. Those guys are so serious.
Who's familiar with Warak, dude? Anybody know about Warak, dude? I love it. They're just some dudes having the time of their lives, you know.
Yeah. All right, let's go into your what you got to share with us tonight.
I want to talk about some cool stuff from the past real quick. I was just going through some boxes and emptying some drawers and all that, right? And I'm finding all this like basically before we would go to a place, we'd get all the information on, like before we went to Iceland, we'd get information on the Blue Lagoon and all. You know, we all took our wives over there with us at the time and everything. And so I'm finding all that stuff. I don't really need that stuff because I'll probably never go back. I may go back to Iceland, but if I do, I'll go back to different places. But I did find this. This was the official like souvenir program from the event, right? We were at. And I think I have 2 of these. And it's pretty cool because it's just advertisements and all that stuff, right, about the event. But I never remember when we went. And it says Hetla, spelled Hella, 2008. Dude, 2008 is when we went to Iceland, bro. Can you believe that? That's damn near 14 years ago now at this point.
That's great.
It is. It's hard to think that was 3.5 to 4 years into this, right? So pretty cool. Iceland. The year after that, dude, I think I've shown this on here before. This was from ID in Sweden. This was one of the track vests that everybody wore in the track crew from Sweden. And they gave us a couple of those, and there were some raincoats too that they had, and I think I have some of those. But then, Chris, when we travel, we go to gas stations or we travel through a town, not the individual type of food that I like the best, but what's my favorite type of food anywhere we go around the country?
Mexican.
Your favorite type or the one we always get?
No, not the one we always get. But anytime I see it like at a gas station, I'm like, oh, I gotta get it, right?
Oh, at a gas station?
Yeah. Dude, what am I known for? You know me. We've been married for like almost 25 years. What happened to us?
Wait, you talking about candy?
No, I'm talking about gas station fried chicken, dude.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I love fried chicken, and I like it from gas stations, dude. And this is from Chicken Chef, right? I got Chicken Chef koozies, and this is from when we went up. I think the first year we went to Al's place, and we stopped at Chicken Chef. And as it turns out, the guy who owned Chicken Chef was at Al's event, and we got koozies out of that. Dude.
Nice.
So, you know, that was just some random stuff. And it's funny because, I mean, one of those is from Iceland, one of them from Sweden, and one of them's from Canada. You know, and you're just like, you're going through the box, and I had to lift up the cocky foam finger to get out of the way for all that other stuff. You know, and the Batman Frisbee and all this other stuff, dude. And you're like, wow. You just sort of, over time, you forget about stuff. And we joked before about having a Trucks Gone Wild museum. Well, the thing is, sounds like a great idea. We would have like a foam finger, a Frisbee, those 3 things I just showed you, 8 T-shirts and some event flyers. We would be the only company in the country that could have a 100 square foot museum and have everything in it that we have, because we probably lost a lot of stuff along the way.
Yeah.
You know, we actually thought about that years ago as doing a Trucks Gone Wild store in Orlando when we thought people cared. And, you know, it would have been cool to have, like, you know, sell T-shirts and at the time DVDs and all that, have that around with some memorabilia, but then have like a storefront where you could park 2 trucks. You know, we thought it'd always be cool to, you know, park a famous truck in there for like a month at a time, you know, have like, you know, Papa Smurf or something in there, or Doug's truck or something in there. We thought about all those things. And then probably would have been the biggest financial mistake that we've ever done. But well, on paper it sounded cool.
Perry mentioned the tug towel, dude. My tug towel, Perry, is about 8 feet away from me right there. This is the one that I got from the Who's effing crew. You know, it's like the shirt that I got with glitter font, dude. Still got that sitting down here. So there's been so many things. I was drinking. Remember the coffee cup that I got at the barnyard from the Wicked Reckless truck, dude. I drank some Sleepy Time tea the other night out of that coffee cup. So I always kind of, it's just cool. It's flattering when people, you know, give you stuff like that. They take the time to make a shirt for you and they hand it to you. It's really cool. And we're actually good people. We're actually nice. So we do appreciate that stuff. So pretty cool. I got one more thing, Worcester, that's going on tomorrow night, but if you got to do something, I can talk about that here in a minute.
Well, no, we got that to talk about, and then we got my interactive question with everything that went on last weekend.
Well, let's do your interactive question, and then I'll do my thing.
All right. Well, you know, my thing was, you know, everybody that knows me knows that I'm a huge college football fan.
Do I have time to mix a drink while you're doing that? If I can listen to you while I'm doing it?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, it's all good. But everybody knows that I'm a huge college football fan. I'm a big Georgia Bulldog fan, but I absolutely love college football. And I want to know how many of you out there watched all the hell raising that went on last weekend in stadiums across America. It looked like business as usual. America was back. I mean, we're talking about stadiums that were filled up 80, 90,000, 100,000 people strong, and they were doing their thing. I mean, they weren't wearing masks. You know, a lot of people, you know, they caught just all kinds of grief from some of the left-wing media and stuff like that last weekend. But I want to know what your feelings were. Was that a great thing to see, whether you're a college football fan or not? But I know you've probably heard about it, you know, by now. But was that an awesome thing to see? You know, all those people just out doing their thing. You know, they said they had enough. They were back. They were cheering on their favorite teams. They were out partying with their best friends. I mean, they were just going crazy. Stadiums were rocking all across this country. And, you know, so I want to know what you guys thought about it. And, Matt, I think you mentioned that you had seen some snippets on the news that were really critical of all that. So I want to know what everybody thinks.
First of all, to answer your question on my behalf, I loved it. I'm not a huge college football fan. I don't really care about any sports. What I do care about is people getting back to normal and living their lives and enjoying a quality of life. I'm a huge fan of that. And I don't care if it's college football. I don't care if it's golf. I don't care if it's trans porn, whatever. If it's going to draw out crowds and they're going to have a good time watching it or partaking in that, I'm not judging. Go out and live.
Yep. Yep. What about you, Ledford? Did you happen to catch any of that?
I'm just looking at the three of us and mentioning three things that come to mind.
Yeah.
I skipped the tranny porn, but I did see some golf on TV. I'm not a big college football guy anyway.
But you heard about it.
I heard about
Surely
it.
if you live in the United States, you had to have heard that last weekend's big college opening was huge.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, and they showed I saw some things on the news where they were being pricks about it or whatever. You know what I mean? So
well, it was Fauci saying that college football could single-handedly bring America back down to its knees as far as the virus goes, right? Or he said something to that effect.
He could single-handedly suck a dick too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people.
What if, Chris, what if he wanted to use both? I mean, hands. I mean,
yeah.
Well, he's gonna need them.
Yeah. Because from the waist down. Worcester.
But no, I mean, I'm just telling you, I was so excited this weekend. Not only did my Georgia Bulldogs win a very close and competitive ball game against Clemson, they were playing in Charlotte, North Carolina Saturday night. So I was sipping on some Crown, watching the Georgia game. Man, life was great. The stands were packed. I mean, the crowd was loud. But I watched football all during the day, and I told my wife I'd pull her in there in front of it. And I said, look at that stadium. It's absolutely packed. I mean, the crowd was jumping. They were going crazy. It was just awesome to see. And I told him, this is my line for the week, that college football is going to bring America back one fan, one team or game, and one stadium at a time. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I saw the other day, which was scary, because I watched some TikTok, and they showed a stadium where everybody was jumping in the stadium.
Wisconsin.
The upper deck, you can see the seam, and it was stretching. I mean, I'm like, Jesus.
Hey, was that the one? So I listened to when I listened to Rush a lot before he passed away, and I liked Buck Sexton and Clay Travis both individually before they were named as his replacements. So I found myself listening to them. I like them both for different reasons, but I believe it was on their show that they were referencing, and I was going to ask you guys about this. There was one stadium that they mentioned specifically. I don't know which one, but they played the song Jump Around.
That's it.
Wisconsin. That might have been what it was, right? Where was that?
Wisconsin.
Is that what they play for that team?
Yeah, they play. I think
Jump Around?
Jump Around, and it's a huge ordeal. And, I mean, it was packed house. Everybody was doing it, and it was just exciting to everybody that's a fan of college football or a fan of that team or that game. They were playing Penn State this weekend. They lost a close one to Penn State. So it was just badass to see all that. Yeah.
They have some big old girls in Wisconsin. They might want to relax on that jump around.
What does that stadium hold up there? I mean,
I'm not sure, but it's 80 or 90,000. Yeah.
Dude, 80 or 90,000 people jumping around. Dude.
Yeah.
That's if they all land at the same time. Like, we all know what happened when Upchurch played at the Barn a couple of years ago, and there were about 1,000 people jumping around, and they collapsed in the whole floor, dude.
Yeah. So, was that Upchurch that did that?
That was Upchurch. So What's funny was, like Colton is a big Upchurch fan, and it's funny because he played at the Barn, I don't know, 8 or 9 months ago, and so I took Colton to go see Upchurch. So we're hanging out, and that was like. Dude, Upchurch knows his audience, and he's really good with the crowd. Like, he's really good, and he knows what his role is on the stage, and that's to make everybody feel appreciated and loved and entertained. He's good up there, whether you like his music or not. I'm saying from an entertainment standpoint and knowing your audience, the dude's good. And they kept talking about that. He's like, last time I was here, you mother effers caved the floor in. And they're all like, yeah. And you're like, dude, I'm just sitting back going, this guy is freaking killing it. I love it,
Yeah. Yeah. Philo confirmed that. It was Upchurch that caved the stage in at the Barn.
Yeah. So Upchurch, dude, if you watch some of his stuff, he's actually, you know what I like about him? There's some song, because Colton listens to a lot of them. He's got some catchy tunes. He's also got some songs that I'm not a fan of, but that's fine, right? I mean, who cares? I'm not busting on him. What I love about him, dude, it's very similar. Upchurch, Whistling Diesel. These dudes are young guys living by their own set of rules, doing whatever the F they want to do. They're successful. And when people don't like it, they just throw their middle finger in the air like Kid Rock does and go, deal with it. I love that, dude. I'm such a huge fan.
So what was the other thing you were going to talk about?
Oh,
you had something you got going on.
There was one more thing they talked about. There was another stadium where they said they played Enter Sandman, and they said they thought the stadium was going to come down. Everybody was just like freaking going straight up Metallica, but I don't know what stadium that was.
I can't remember which one that is.
I would get TikTok to watch stadium rock intros.
Yes.
I don't care about people farting on each other and lighting it on fire. I don't care about anything pets are doing. But show me crowds getting crunk, Chris, getting crunk, yeah, and I'll watch that.
Virginia Tech is, that's Virginia Tech.
Yeah?
Yeah, that Enter Sandman.
Did you look that up, or did somebody tell
I looked it up right quick, yeah.
Thank you. So, man, I get fired up talking about that because I love live entertainment. That's why I love announcing at the barn so much, dude. That's why because it's so, you know what I like about the barn? It's 3.5 hours. And it's over, right? Boom. It's like, it's high intensity, strong intro, high intensity, done. I'm out the door. I like that, Remember, Chris, back in the days when we would go to a park that was like a racetrack type thing. And we started doing the thing, and it came from the Monster Jam background. It's like, dude, Monster Jam taught us, let's rock their asses off and melt their faces for 2 hours and send them home, right? Whereas every other event in the country up to that point was like, we need to give everybody a 13-hour show to make them feel like they got their $20 worth. And we came in with that short show, high intensity mentality. And we were doing that at Bithlow back in the day. And finally people started to get it because we'd be done. We'd start at noon and be done by 4. And people would be like, dude, I thought this was going to go till 10. We're like, hell no. And finally people caught on. They're like, whoa, I can go to a Bithlow Trucks Gone Wild show and I can be home for dinner. And I can make it to work on Monday morning and not feel like a complete wreck.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, dude. So I'm and me, Chris, Chuck, Wister, you to an extent, I think we're all a bigger fan of that shorter time, higher intensity.
Even when we do multiple events during a big event, like let's say you have a Redneck Mud Park weekend or whatever, all the events or all the things that happen or they're meant to be an hour and a half. And then you go do something else, and then you come back to see something else, because you can watch anything. You go to Redneck Mud Park, you see the baddest of the bad, most high-flying, crazy crashing, tearing it up mud race trucks in the world, period, hands down. The who's who is there. And after an hour and 10 minutes, you see the crowd go.
Yep,
they're going. Like, we're going to get drunk and have some fun.
Yeah, so we're going to go look at boobs.
Right, yeah. But they'll come back later and see something else, or they'll come do.
Yeah.
So it's like small things, and it's almost like you don't give people a gigantic meal at the event. The buffet is always open. So you look at the park like a buffet. The buffet is always open, but the table service comes around. Every now and then. It's the specialty appetizers, if you will. You know what I mean?
You're saying that the buffet is always open, but you can only get shrimp from 6 to 7.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
And you look and you can't cut the prime rib yourself. You got to ask the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a little thicker? He goes, you come back.
I like it when a gaucho does that. It's like, that's what I want. I want a dude in a white suit cutting steak. Yeah. I go to one of those restaurants about once every 5 years.
I like it at the fancy places, like the what do you call that?
That'd be the Western Sizzling.
Yeah, where the guy looks like he has a drug habit and he's homeless and he's got
that's the Golden Corral.
And he's got blood juice all over his white apron and he's cutting your meat with Band-Aids on his fingers. Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
All right, so what you got going on tomorrow night?
So tomorrow night I'm shooting over to Tampa where we shoot Truck U. And in that same building, we shoot Truck U and another show. There's several shows that are shot there. Another one is called Two Guys Garage. Two Guys Garage this year is celebrating their 20th year anniversary of being on television. And tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'm going over there from 5 to 7 or whatever to celebrate with all of the not all, but most of the hosts that have been a part of that show. So 20 years of Two Guys Garage, I think 7 or 8 different guys have been hosts of that show. And one of them, Dave McBride, was a host when there were actually 3 with Dave Bowman and Sam Amolo and Dave McBride. Dave McBride sadly passed away from cancer several years ago. But I do believe that the rest of the surviving hosts are all going to be there together celebrating 20 years. It's unheard of for a television show to last 20 years. And it's pretty neat. And it's been, now they've had a bit of a, not a revolving door. They've just had a lot of different hosts over the years because you had Brian Fuller came in, and he's going to be there tomorrow out of Fuller Hot Rods out of Atlanta. Good dude, Kevin Bird, Willie B. Just a bunch of dudes over the years, and they're all going to be there tomorrow. And I've known these guys because we all work with the same production company. I've known them for years, but to be all in the same place together with them, it's never happened. And it's pretty cool to celebrate 20 years. And it's partly selfish on my part because I'm going to go over there and I'm going to celebrate 20 years of their show, right? Truck U next season, which is already rolling and already getting things planned out and everything, is going to be in year and season number 18. My career goal, obviously, is to keep Trucks Gone Wild going till you have to roll me out in a chair at the barn or wherever doing tug of wars. But I would really like to hit that 20-year mark. I see these guys hitting the 20-year mark. But here's the difference, dude. Truck U, I've been there since day one. So if we hit 20 years, I will have been on that TV show as a host for 20 years. There's a very short list of, and this isn't bragging, this is me being fortunate. There's a short list of people that have done that, And so I'm really hope. That's why I try not to screw anything too bad up by saying something horrible on this show. So Chris, when you put the brakes on me, I appreciate that because you know what I'm trying to do. I did have a different co-host the first 2 years. That was Buzz. And then Bruno joined on. So, by the time we hit 20 years, it'll be 20 for me, 18 for Bruno. But still, it's amazing. It's amazing to say that you could do that. I'm proud of those other guys. I actually went over there. And if y'all know who Dave Bowman is, he's 6.5 feet tall. Dave and Sam, they are staples in automotive television history. About the only other guy who's been around as long that's not going to be there tomorrow is Stacey David, But I remember interviewing with Dave Bowman. I remember going in there and I was like, I opened up the door. He's like, hey. I'm like, damn, dude, I watched this guy on TV. So pretty cool thing. I feel fortunate to have gotten the invite. They asked me to come over. I'm like, well, I'm not on the show. They're like, you're part of the production family. Come over. I was like, cool. Dude, I'm an hour and a half away. You're damn right. I'm going to go see him. So I love it. So,
and look, not to brag on myself, but just like Matt, I've been on TV for 12 episodes.
Great job, Chris. Great job.
Probably won't be 13, but.
Is that all we did was 12?
I think so.
Of DMT, yeah, but how many episodes of Sons of Guns were you on?
Like 6 or so.
Okay, yeah. Now you can look up old Sons of Guns episodes. Oh wait, no, had nothing to do with you.
It's like what show are you on? Guy rapes daughter. Oh Jesus, there we go.
Oh God, you got something else.
But I did want to say just congratulations to those guys. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. I'm hoping that I get some pretty good pictures for the social media and all that. And it's been so much fun. And what's interesting is, Truck U and Trucks Gone Wild really, they started totally independently of one another. They have nothing to do with one another except me. I'm the only common link. But they're still going long before we thought either one of them would be. And the funny thing is, if I'm being brutally honest, there was a time where Trucks Gone Wild, we wanted to buy time on Truck U to advertise, and we were told that we weren't allowed to. And it was just interesting. They're like, we can't take your money. It's a conflict of interest. That's all water. It was a little bit weird at the time. That's all water under the bridge. They've been out to our events. We talk about Trucks Gone Wild on there frequently now, and everything's good. But it's just kind of one of those things over the years that we've dealt with or put behind us. It's almost like when something goes bad with a venue and you don't like each other for a little while, and then you see each other 6 months later and you're like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Yeah.
But
that's very cool.
That never really happened with that. It was just different. We're like, what do you mean? We actually want to pay money. They're like, no. It's funny.
All right, so that's very cool. You got a lot to look forward to over the next couple of weeks then. So,
Man,
and then don't forget about next weekend. Like you said, one of your very favorite things to do, September 18th at the barn in Sanford.
Two of my favorite things, because I'm going over to Tampa just for a couple hours tomorrow night. Then I'll come home, hang out this weekend, probably hang out maybe do a little boating on the Claremont chain. Who knows? And then I truck you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, come back, do the barn Saturday. Can't wait. Chris, I don't know. Your travel schedule is crazier than anybody that I know is right now. When are you coming back and shooting back out?
I'll be in town midweek. I have very, very, very important business on Friday before the barn. I have a dishwasher issue, so I have to call a repairman. So,
gosh, we'll all be praying for you. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get some of that ivermectin for my situation. And
Man. Well, at least your dishwasher won't have worms, right? Is that the deal? Is that what it does?
Yeah, it's
a dewormer, right?
Well, that's what they say. It's a horse dewormer, but
yeah,
whatever.
Funny stuff.
I don't know.
Well, before we get out of here, I gotta thank Jared and the entire team at Big Shocks, man. We gotta always remember them. If you guys are going to be doing anything with your trucks and you need excellent parts made right there in the Mecosta, Michigan area, right there in the USA. And he's doubling the size of their facility right now, so they can even do more. Go check out bigshocks.com and call Jared and that team. And then don't forget about, if you're upgrading any of your safety equipment, go check out racequip.com. Man, they've got a full lineup of brand new helmets, fire suits. I mean, anything you need safety equipment wise, please go check out racequip.com.
Hey, Wister. So you're watching college football, season opener, jam-packed stands.
Yes.
Just crowds are just lit. Wrestling is similar too. Pro wrestling is actually good again now because the crowds are back, right? And you're watching that. Your team wins.
Yes.
I got to ask you about Wister night, dude. I mean, America wants to know.
Wister is in the Georgia Bulldog mascot. Isn't his name Uga?
Yeah, UGA, University of Georgia.
Do you give a little extra Uga?
Maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, dude.
Wister night's always fantastic when Georgia wins.
Let me ask you this.
The whole week is great, matter of fact.
Does Renee have any more chiropractor appointments after Wister night?
No, she's good.
She cleared up? All right.
She's fantastic. Yeah. Everybody is great. So yeah.
You gotta get things lined back up.
Yeah, it's all good.
Randall told me all about it, dude.
Randall did? Oh God.
Yeah. Well, he's a survivor, him and Chad.
That's scary.
I don't judge.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for not judging. I appreciate that.
if there's like any people who can't, it's this group.
Yeah, that's right. All right, you guys got any closing thoughts?
No, man. Just looking forward to the next couple weeks.
All right, cool.
Check us out on Monday. We're giving away tickets. Go and register. I'm sure you send something to 64600. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure you do that.
The Barn. Text the Barn. I'll be letting everybody know. But yeah, we'll be giving those away Monday night. Remember next week? Yeah, Monday night. So we'll let everybody know. Giving away the VIP package and new tickets.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
All right, guys. Listen, thanks again for tuning in. We need those 7 shares. You know the drill. Bottom of the screen, hit the share button. We need those 7 shares. So appreciate all you guys tuning in tonight, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. For those that are headed to north versus south, safe travels to you. Good luck to you if you're running. And for those that are going somewhere else, just have a great weekend. So see everybody next Monday night.